This is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button, and please also push the like button because it does help get the algorithms out there so everyone can find this channel. So today we're moving on with our series, with the Afghan series, and that is the Christmas Afghan series. And as I mentioned before, this does not have to be Christmas colors. This can be any color you want. You pick your color palette and you can make this Afghan. You can pick and choose the blocks that you want to use. You can use them all, or you can use just maybe 2 or 3 to make your Afghan. So this block, again, is block number 5, part 2. And I'm going to show you just how great this is to make. And this is called the crossover stitch. And it's really, really pretty. It's the same on both sides, and it's just so easy to make. It is a 1-row repeat. Now, we made this portion last week. And now we're going to add this to this portion. And as I had said before, I'm making 2 Afghans, but when I do this, what I'm doing is I'm making so that you can see what it is, what it's going to look like. And then I'll do the tutorial with another Afghan that I'm making with different colors. So I just want to let you know that's why you're seeing the various color schemes, because this is one Afghan, this is another one. So again, let's get started. So now let's get started. And as always, we want to use an eye hook. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this part of, and this is part 2 of block number 5. And again, this is the crossover stitch. And we're going to attach this to this. So I'm going to be working on this swatch right here. And that's how we're going to continue to make this. In this corner and attach this. And then we're going to chain 1 and chain 2. And that's going to be your first half double crochet. Now we're going to go across and make half double crochets across. But we're going to go in this back bump, or should I say the back stitch. We're going to go into the back, and we've done this before for the other ones. Now we're not going to go, and I'll pull this out in here. We're going to go in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make half double crochets, and as I said, the first half double crochet was the chain 2 that you made. So that's the first one. And then we're going to make another one. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that we leave a ridge. We want to make this ridge. So therefore, that's why we're making it in this back loop. We want to make that ridge. So that's our second half double crochet, because that chain 2 was a half double crochet. And now we're going to go right across. That's 2, and we're going to make 3. 4. 5. 6, and we got that ridge, that nice ridge that we're making. That's what we want to make sure we make. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is going to follow suit like with all the other ones that we made. We made that ridge, and we used that back loop to achieve it. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I go slow. You can follow along. You can write it down. Whatever makes it easier for you. Now I want to also mention, you can take this stitch and make something else with it. This is such a pretty stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And that 16th one, you can go right into that entire stitch. You don't have to work the back because it'll even out just like this. So you'll have this, and that's what it looks like. And this is fine right here. So that's what it looks like, and there's your ridge. So once you get that finished, you are going to, once you get that finished, you're going to chain 1. And that's row 1, which is your half double crochet row. Row 2 is we're going to do next. And then row 3 is going to be your repeat row until this part measures 9 inches across. And once it measures 9 inches across, the 2 pieces together will measure, part 1 and 2, will measure 14 inches long. So now once you do that, you're going to turn your work, and you want to make single crochets, but you're going to do it in this front bar. So before we worked in that back bar, now we're going to work in the front bar. So we're going to make a single crochet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to just continue to do that right across. That chain stitch, and it's going to be a single crochet, and that is your 16th one, and you have 16 single crochets across, and that's what it looks like. It's really pretty. There it is right there. And see, if you turn this around, see, it causes that ridge to be beautiful, really pretty, and there's your stitch. So now this is where we do our repeat. This is our repeat over and over again until this measures 9 inches. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to turn your work. In this first stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. Then you're going to go back into this stitch and pull up a loop. You're going to skip the next stitch over, and you're going to go into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You have 3 on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. You're going to chain 1. Because you want to close that up, That's why you're chaining 1. So now we're going to go where we just did that last stitch. We're going to go in this stitch, pull up a loop. You have 2 on your hook. You're going to skip this next stitch, go into this next one, pull up a loop. You have 3. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. And we're making the crossover stitch. And you can actually see there's the crossover right here. So now we want to go back where we left off that last stitch. We want to go back in there and pull up a loop. Skip 1, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 1. Now we're going to go in here, pull up a loop, skip 1, go into the next one, pull up a loop. You have 3 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go through all 3, chain 1. You're going to go back where we made that last stitch, pull up a loop, skip that next stitch, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 1. I want to remind you, this is going to be your repeat row until you get this to be 9 inches long. So now again, and I go slow so you can follow along, you go where you made your last stitch and you pull up a loop. You skip 1 stitch, you go into the next one, you pull up a loop, you yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 1. Go into that last stitch that you just finished, pull up a loop, skip 1 stitch, go into this next one, pull up a loop, 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. In your last stitch, you will make a single crochet. And that's what it looks like. So now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. And we're going to repeat row 3 over and over again until you get to 9 inches long. So you're going to go in and make a single crochet. You're going to go back in that stitch and you're going to pull up a loop. You're going to skip the next stitch and you're going to go into this next stitch and you're going to pull up a loop. You're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, chain 1. You're going to go where you made your last stitch and you're going to pull up a loop. You're going to skip this stitch, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. You can tell your stitches. If you put it this way, you can see it. We're going to know that you're going to go in here, you're going to skip this one, and you're going to go into this one. So if you're confused as where you're going, just look at that. So again, we're going to go in here where we made our last stitch, pull up a loop. We're going to skip this one. We're going to go into this one. We're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. Go into the last, where you made your last stitch, pull up a loop, skip this one, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. And this is the crossover stitch, block number 5, part 2. Go into this stitch, pull up a loop, go into this next one because you're going to skip one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. You're going to go right back where you made your last stitch, pull up a loop, skip this stitch, and go into this next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. And again, we're almost at the end, so you're going to go back where you made your last stitch. You're going to go into the next one because you're going to skip one. You're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. And in this very last stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. And that's what it looks like. See the crossover? So now you're going to chain 1, and again we're going to turn our work. See how pretty that is? You're starting to see that pretty pattern, and you're going to get it on both sides. So once you do that, you're going to go into this first stitch and you're going to make a single crochet. Then you're going to go back in and pull up a loop. You're going to skip this stitch, go into the next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. You're going to go into the last stitch that you made, pull up a loop, skip this one, go into that one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. And this is what you'll do right across until this measures 9 inches. Chain 1. Always going to start your next crossover stitch where you ended your last one. So now right here we finished that one, so we're going to go into this last stitch and we're going to make a single crochet. And that's what we're going to do over and over again. Chain 1. I'm going to do one more row, go into this first stitch, make a single crochet, go back in, pull up a loop, skip, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. Go into that last stitch that you made right here, pull up a loop, go into skip, and then go into this next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. Go back into the last stitch you made, pull up a loop, skip 1, go into this next one, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, chain 1. Again, skip, next stitch, pull up that loop because you want 3 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull all 3, chain 1, because you're closing that up with the chain 1. And this is the stitch, and again this is a 1 row repeat. You can make a lot of things with this. You can make blankets, baby Afghans, whatever you want with this. Nice scarves. This is really a pretty stitch. And at the very end, once again, you're going to make a single crochet. And that's what it looks like. And you're going to do this over and over again until you have finished this and it measures 9 inches. You want it to measure 9 inches because at the end of the day, when you have this finished, you want this attachment to also be measured. And when you measure the 2 together, you will have a 14-inch piece of block. You will have part 1 and part 2 together, and it will both measure together. They will measure 14 inches. And this is the crossover stitch, block number 5, part 2. And this is how you're going to continue to do this. After you're done with this and it measures, these both measure together 14 inches, you can fasten off. So this is, again, block number 5, part 2. And we just did the crossover stitch. And you can see it, it's really pretty. Both sides, it's nicely textured. Block number 5, part 2 of this series. And what's going to happen, again, I want to just go over it again. You're going to attach this to this, so you're crocheting these 2 together. You're making that nice ridge right here. You want to always make that nice ridge. And then after you do that, you're just going to repeat row 3 over and over again until this measures, until it measures 9 inches. Once it measures 9 inches, you're going to take this piece, and they're going to measure 14 inches for both pieces. And then you can fasten off. And this will be, the next round will be another cable that we'll be doing, so that we can start finishing off this, because there are 2 more parts that we're going to make to this, plus our cable, and the cable is going to be the next one we're going to make. Do not be afraid of the cables. They're great. I go slow. You can write it down. You can follow along. Do not be intimidated by the cables. I was for a long, long time. I will say many years. And I want you to know that I'm over it. I'm over feeling like, oh God, I got to do a cable. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do this project because I'm not going to do cables. I just can't. I don't want to learn them. Well, guess what? I decided that I was going to learn cables, and it's the best thing that I ever did, because these cables are gorgeous and everybody can learn them. Like I said, I go slow. You can follow along. You can write it down, and I go step by step. You will not be disappointed. If you take this, you will not be disappointed on learning these cables. They're great. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. And again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial of the crossover stitch for block number 5, part 2. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Love you all. Bye-bye.